Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to the daily practice sheet discussion of 19th of October 2022. Guys, as you can see here, today we have questions from General Studies Paper 1, Society, General Studies Paper 1, Geography, General Studies Paper 2, Polity, then General Studies Paper 3, Economy, Environment, Science, and Ethics. So we have a lot of questions. I think we have 12 questions to be discussed. So let us, I'll give you a brief overview of the questions and the context in which I have framed these questions. And then in detail, we are going to discuss that also. So I'll start with first giving the context of General Studies Paper 4. Guys, today a report has come and that report has said that the NCB, the Narcotics Control Bureau, has basically gone into and investigated that case where Shahrukh Khan's son was arrested by NCB in a drugs case. So it has found out that the officers, who were involved in that case, there was on their part there was some selective treatment. So in this context, I have framed the question: what is objectivity? And why it is important in civil services. Guys, if you have gone through the syllabus of the ethics paper, you will find out that there is a topic of foundational value. And in that foundational value, there is a value mentioned, objectivity. So objectivity is a very important value in civil services. And we will see today what objectivity exactly means and why it is important. I'll just show you. This is the item which came in the news. Selective treatment by 7 NCB personnel claims the vigilance report. So there was a vigilance report on the entire episode. And it has said that there was a selective treatment. So selective treatment is against values of what? Objectivity, values of non-partisanship, impartiality. So I am going to discuss all the important values in this context. Guys, let me again give you the context of second question in ethics, which I have selected. What do you understand by accountability? Discuss the importance of accountability in civil services. Guys, there was an unfortunate death of one of the biggest industrialists in India in a road accident recently. After that, government is very active on the terms that we have to improve our road safety. So in that context, NHAI, if you see NHAI, has told that it is going to hold officials liable for fatal accidents. So whoever officers are responsible for construction of the highways, if they are not properly constructed, and if it is found out in investigation that the accident happened because of some kind of faulty construction, etc., then there is going to be a action. So this is basically what? Accountability. You see how we are trying to basically link all the subjects to our syllabus, because whatever current affairs you are reading, you have to link back to your syllabus. If you're not able to link back to your syllabus, this means you are not able to really make the most of the current affairs. So guys, next we will see General Studies Paper 3, One Health Approach. We'll see One Health Approach. I'll discuss in detail what is One Health Approach. So the question is, One Health Approach is primary approach to addressing complex of health challenges facing our society. So what are the health challenges facing our society? Antimicrobial resistance, zoonotics, etc. So we'll see what is this One Health Approach and how does it protect our health. Next, in environment, I have picked one topic. What is tipping point? Discuss the tipping point significance in the context of climate change. So guys, today in the explained section in the Indian Express came the tipping point. Tipping point is a very important concept as far as environment is concerned. So we will try to understand what is the meaning of tipping point. We'll try to understand in detail. Next, we'll see in General Studies Paper 3, Economy section, we will see inflation targeting. Guys, you must be knowing that for the first time, RBI is going to explain now that why it is not being able to control inflation within the band of 4 plus minus 2. You must be knowing that RBI, under the amendment of the RBI Act, is under inflation targeting framework. The new monetary policy framework was adopted in IDS 2015-16. Then inflation targeting was adopted as the monetary policy. So we'll try to understand this issue because of the recent developments where RBI is going to explain why it is failing to control inflation and why inflation is not coming under the band of 4 plus minus 2. Next we'll see, guys, you must have seen that global hunger index came and it has ranked India very low. In that context, we will try to understand what is nutritional security, and how can we promote nutritional security by diversification of agriculture. So a concept of nutritional security will be discussed in detail. Coming to the polity section, guys, we will see what is meant by inner party democracy and discuss its need in Indian political party system. Guys, you must be knowing that recently Congress concluded its election for the post of president. This issue has highlighted the issue of inner party democracy in India. Guys, you must be knowing that most of the political parties in India, they do not have proper internal democracy, which is obviously not good. We'll see what is the impact of this in our political system. Next, our honorable law minister recently has commented that because of this collegium system, there are some problems which are coming. What is that problem which are coming? Nowadays, you see, sometimes judiciary and sometimes judges are coming under criticism. What he said, before 1993, when judges had no business of appointing judges. Previously, it was appointed by the government in consultation with the judiciary. But after 1993, this consultation changed into concurrence. So what his point is, honorable law minister says that that this is because of judges appointing themselves, they are coming under sharp criticism. It's his point of view. We'll see how far it is true. We'll see that. What is the impact of collegium system on judiciary? We'll see the impact. Next, guys, recently because of the hijab case, this freedom of religion has come into the forefront. So we'll discuss how the freedom of religion is basically there in our fundamental right. Next, we will discuss the issue of malnourishment and undernourishment. See, even after so many years, still we are suffering from this problem of undernourishment, malnourishment. Why we are not able to solve this issue of malnourishment? We'll try to understand, particularly child malnourishment. Next, I have given you a topic of debate. Can poverty be alleviated from India? Guys, you must be knowing that recently the multidimensional poverty index has come out and it has said that India has alleviated around 400 million people out of poverty in the last 15 years. But still, India has the largest number of poor people, around 250, I think 220 or 230 million people are still living under poverty. So can it be possible that by 2047, that we are able to eliminate poverty from India? Can it be possible? We will see that. Next, the Niti Aayog CEO recently has written a very good article on DBT, direct benefit transfer, because recently, if you see, IMF and World Bank both have appreciated India's DBT mechanism of giving social welfare. So we'll see how has DBT transformed governance of social schemes in India. Next, we will try to examine how the global hunger index is calculated, because global hunger index has come under sharp criticism by the government of India, saying that the methodology adopted by global hunger index is faulty. We'll see what is the problem in this calculation of global hunger index, how far the criticism of government is fair, and how far this calculation of global hunger index and India's ranking is true to the conditions what we are having in India. Next, a cyclone is developing in the Bay of Bengal. In that context, we will briefly discuss what are cyclones and what is the mechanism of their formation. Here by cyclone, I mean to say tropical cyclone. Okay, tropical cyclone, or you can take both temperate cyclone and tropical cyclone. I'll briefly tell you what is the difference between them and what is the difference between the formation. And last, GS1. Okay, what are the this is a previous year question. This is a previous year question. An essential condition to eradicate poverty is to liberate the poor from deprivation. Substantiate this statement with suitable examples. Okay, so we'll try to understand this also. So let me start with the first question of. Let me start with the first question of. Okay, economy. Let us take economy first, and let me start with economy, and then I will go to other subjects also. Okay, so let me take this topic of diversification of agriculture is not only essential for nutritional security in India, but also promote equity and sustainability. Comment: imbalances in India's cereal economy need more than a short-term fix. Okay, so basically what it's saying, it is saying that the problem of nutritional security which we have in India, the problem of nutritional security which we have in India is emerging from what? Is emerging from the agriculture cropping pattern. Is emerging from agriculture cropping pattern. Guys, here you must appreciate the difference between food security versus nutritional security. Guys, food security basically means what? We have discussed in the previous DPS sessions, in the recent DPS sessions only, that food security basically means access to food in sufficient quantity, okay, all time, by all, is called food security. Okay. On the other hand, nutritional security talks about the quality of food what you are consuming. Are you consuming all the kinds of nutrients which are the need of your body? For example, are you consuming micronutrients? Okay, are you consuming micronutrients? Are you consuming proteins? Are you consuming proteins? So nutritional security is a wider concept, okay, than the food security. Okay, nutrition security is a wider concept. Once we achieve food security, then we have to talk about nutritional security. Nutritional security means, are you taking a complete diet? Are you taking a complete diet which is fulfilling the requirement of nutrition of your body? Okay, so guys, you must be knowing that after Green Revolution, what happened in India? After Green Revolution, if you see in India, the cropping pattern transformed, okay, completely. Okay, and we had from a diversified cropping pattern, okay, we shifted to a kind of monoculture. I shifted to monoculture. I hope everyone understands what is monoculture. Monoculture is basically a practice in agriculture where only limited variety of crops are grown in the field. For example, after Green Revolution, what happened? We shifted from pulses, we shifted from coarse cereals to we shifted from rice and wheat. And why did we do that? Because that time, okay, we had this high yielding variety of rice and wheat was discovered, and government wanted to basically boost the production of rice and wheat, okay, because this was a staple food. So government wanted to boost this, and then government came out with various policy supports like MSP, okay, policy supports like MSP and irrigation, etc. Policy support. So what happened? Slowly, the crop under the land under the crop of pulses or coarse cereals, okay, started decreasing, and the area under this rice and wheat started increasing. Okay, and the entire PDS system also includes only rice and wheat only. Okay, so although we have achieved, to some extent, we have achieved food security. Obviously, we have not achieved complete food security. Still, food insecurity prevails in India, but to a great extent, we have done progress. But when we see from the point of view of nutritional security, we see that India is one of the worst performing countries of the world. Okay, if you see the child nutrition, if you see mothers suffering from anemia in India, is one of the highest numbers of pregnant women or lactating women suffering from anemia. Okay, so although we have achieved some sort of food security, still we are not having nutritional security, and this nutritional security basically is basically responsible for the monoculture and the PDS system which we have developed, which is heavily dependent on only two crops. You see here, you see what the article talks about. I'm not going for the entire thing. I'm not discussing the entire thing because they have discussed the ranking of DHI and all, which I'm going to discuss in some other question today. So I am just coming to the point here, what the question specifically is. Question is basically how diversification of agriculture will help nutritional security. Okay, so you see, after the Green Revolution, what happened? We only went for two crops, rice and wheat. Obviously, what happened? Okay, other crops were displaced, and procurement of these crops started happening to maintain buffer stock and distribution of highly subsidized rates at a vast to a vast section of population through targeted public distribution system, further strengthened the rice wheat cropping system. Okay, so the MSP and the PDS based procurement. Okay, so these two basically, it led to what? Rice wheat cropping pattern. According to the latest NSSO report 2018-19, 24% of the paddy and 21% of the wheat procured by designated agency, while procurement of the core cereal was less than 5% of the total output. Just imagine. 24% of the entire paddy is procured. Okay, 21% of the entire wheat is procured, which is cultivated in India. However, only 5% of the core cereals are you procuring. And pulses are also not very good position. You see, pulses only 8% of the gram and 3% of arhar is only procured. Obviously, farmers are not going to grow that because farmers will not have the income security. MSP gives income security to the farmers. That's the reason, guys. There is a shift from cropping pattern. And you know, India now is one of the largest importer of oil seeds. India is one of the largest importer of the pulses. I hope you know these facts. Guys, when we are importing so much pulses from outside, when we are importing so much oil seeds from outside, it makes us vulnerable to the price rise. Guys, we all know that in the last 3 to 4 years, the prices of oil, edible oil in India have zoomed. That is impacting poor people because poor people will cut down on their consumption. Similarly, the pulses prices are also have risen in the last 5 to 6 years. Okay, the reason is we are dependent on imports, and guys, import prices because of the recent Ukraine crisis, agri commodities prices have zoomed through the roof. They have crossed the roof, and that is impacting nutritional security of a large section of the world population, not just in India, world population. Okay, so because farmers are getting high price realization for paddy and wheat, so obviously they will shift. And you see the gross cropped area, okay, such as for core cereals such as millets, declined from 30 to 11% of the gross cropped area. Guys, in 1950, 30% of the gross cropped area, guys, just imagine, 30% of the gross cropped area was what? Millets. 30%. And now what is 11%? Just imagine. And pulses stagnated at 14%. This is a very important fact, guys. If you use this fact, your answers will have a kind of punch, which the examiner cannot ignore if you write this fact. Fact will give your answers the force, okay, which will force examiner to give you marks. Okay. So guys, I hope the first question, will you be able to tackle now the first question? You see low production of core cereal. You see now here, like availability is declining. Core cereal availability is declining. Pulses availability has declined. Okay. On the other hand, rice and wheat, okay, they have low nutritional value. They have no nutritional value. Okay. You see zinc and iron. I was talking about iron deficiency in pregnant women. Okay. Content in rice is declining. Can anyone tell me why the iron content of the rice is declining? Why? You see, it says that according to the ICAR, iron and zinc content of the rice has declined by 24% and 28% respectively between 1960 to 2000. Can anyone tell me why it is declining? Who can explain me this? क्यों उसका decline क्यों हो रहा है? Rice जो अभी हम लोग grow कर रहे हैं, why it is declining? Someone is saying food processing, because of we are processing. That is one reason. Okay, what else?
Sir, the quality of rice grown in India is of low standard compared to the international rice, sir, like Vietnam and
no, sir. No, sir. My question is why 50 years before the rice which we are growing and the rice we are growing now, why the quantity is decreasing? This micronutrients quantity is decreasing. Can anyone tell me? Who can tell me?
Sir, the adverse effect of green revolution and sir,
very good. Soil degradation. See, from where the plants will get, nutrients. Plant take from the soil only, na sir. Plant is getting from soil only, na all these things. I hope you know this. Okay. So because of the monoculture, what has happened? Soil health has declined, guys. Soil health has declined. If you grow different types of crops, then the soil fertility is maintained. But when you grow the same crop, see, this suppose crop A is there, sir. So crop A requires some kind of nutrients from the soil. Crop B, different kinds of nutrients. Suppose you have crop B is a legume. We all know legume is nitrogen fixation. We all know that. So suppose what we are doing, first we were cultivating this, then we were cultivating this, then again it was crop rotation was happening. But now nothing is happening. We are going A. Then what is going to happen? The fertility of the soil is declining, sir. And that is leading to the nutritional this thing. And this is leading to the nutritional quality of the food we are taking is declining. And you see, this is leading to what? Hidden hunger. What is hidden hunger? Micronutrient deficiency. Hidden hunger. Micronutrient deficiency is such a beautiful logic. See, this is a very important question we are discussing. I hope you are enjoying this discussion, guys. So you see how agriculture diversification is linked to the nutritional security of the country. How it is linked to nutritional security of the country. You see, according to UNICEF report, it says that 80% of the adolescent in India are suffering from hidden hunger. Just such a big number, sir. We cannot ignore this. Huge number, I would say. Cannot ignore this. So there is an urgency to go for what? Fruits, vegetables, etc. We have to go. So we have to link nutritional security to horticulture also. We have to link nutritional security to horticulture also, not just pulses, not just core cereals, but also horticulture. Guys, I hope first question everyone can write. How nutritional security is related to the diversification of agriculture. Guys, diversification of agriculture is a broader term. It is not just diversification of crops. Diversification of crops means from rice and wheat, you grow other crops also like oil seeds, pulses, core cereals, vegetables. But here the term used is diversification of agriculture. This means animal husbandry, etc. also should be included in your answer. Yes, sir. Please go on, sir. Any doubt anyone has?
Sir, does this monoculture affect only iron and zinc or other micronutrients?
Every nutrient, all nutrients, sir, all nutrients. Why it will impact only iron and zinc? Some data has been given regarding that, but obviously there are many micronutrients which are used by rice and wheat crops. So most of them are getting depleted. But obviously iron content and all is very important for our body. That is why they have mentioned iron and zinc content. Guys, anyone has any questions, sir? First question, can you write?
Yes, sir. I have one doubt, if I may. So, sir, what can be the long-term fixes to tackle this problem?
Long-term problem solution is what? Long-term solution is we have to change the cropping pattern. We have to change the cropping pattern. We have to diversify agriculture. We have to go towards horticulture. We have to go towards core cereals. We have to go towards pulses. Okay, we have to diversify it. And for that, we have to go for a systemic reform. We have to change the PDS policy. We have to change the buffer stock norms. We have to change the procurement. Many things, MSP policy, many things we have to do to achieve that. Okay, long-term solution. Long-term solution will need policy change at various levels, not just one level, at various levels. Okay. So for first question, everyone is clear? Okay, yeah.
So this question, diversification of agriculture, nutritional security is there, and equity and sustainability is there. So our
sustainability,
focus,
sir, you have to talk about what we have discussed. That
soil
fertility.
Yes, sir. I am asking about here in this question, we should focus more on diversification of agriculture. It is one of the point nutritional security. It is like that only, sir.
It says that diversification of agriculture not only essential for nutrition security, it will also promote equity and sustainability. Yes, you have to talk about sustainability also. How?
No, sir. I'm talking about more focus should be given for the diversification of agriculture. We should not restrict ourselves to just nutrition security.
See, we have to talk about diversification, and we have to show how diversification will help in nutrition security and how it has to do with what we will do for promoting equity and sustainability. I wanted to discuss this issue of, first of all, I wanted to discuss the issue of how diversification is resulting in, like how non-diversification or monocropping is resulting into this nutritional problem in India. Okay. Imbalance. You see, imbalance in cereal economy. Imbalance. We have an imbalance in cereal economy because on one hand we see rice and wheat is rotting. On the other hand, we are suffering from nutritional deficiency in the country. It is because of the faulty policies of MSP. Okay. So first question is done. Okay. Now let us go to the next question. Let's go to the next question. Next question is, what do you understand by inflation targeting